Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh. Oh. Today, we're playing some Stanley Rebel. Oh. While I'm playing, I'll be eating some boneless buffalo wings, barbecue. No, buffalo. Yeah, boneless buffalo wings. Some honey buffalo. Mostly buffalo. Let's get in. Oh. No, wait. I think this is honey. Yeah, honey. Oh. This is annoying. Oh well. The difference is 0 to 1 to 0 to 13.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked from a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long I'll push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-whipping, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour. He realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, but this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his the meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Doing everything he says, man.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Hopefully, this right. That's on the YouTube mistake.
There was nothing here, no choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Yes, there is. The door's closed. Do this, you'd open it. See, I'm sitting down.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
Broom closet ending.
As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What? Wait, sweet
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
February, autumn.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
That's the point.
But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Then why are you... Oh no, well, trying to get me out.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Extra attention.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Really is stupid.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yeah, lure me out. I'm not gonna go along with the story just to punch you in your face.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is literally...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
2, 4...
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Hey.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
4.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra
2845. That was literally my next guess.
2845.
Oh no,
but
not
course,
6.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Wait, just keep typing in the wrong one.
Oh, that's not why he's doing it.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing When buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What? If you're so omnipotent, why did I almost guess it? I really hit all the numbers, and those are the only numbers I hit. 2, 8, 4, and 5. Boom! Boom! Get out the way! Sorry about that, sorry about that, sorry about that, sorry. I am so sorry about that. So sorry, so shut up! So sorry. So sorry. So sorry. So sorry. I'll turn off the mic so you don't have to hear it. So sorry.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
That's a direct escape. It's obviously a trap.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I'm just gonna use that as a trap. I'm not saying send them out. It's writing. Okay, 247.
The light rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Why not just have the gate here? I mean, what? There's gonna be thousands of people here? The mind control facility before you turn off? Yeah. So 247.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
247, 247.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. Lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
One foot back. Back already. What? Screw you. We're on 427. There we go. Yeah, 427. Upstairs. 2, 4. They are here. Line it up. There. Okay, so line it up. 2 above that monitor on the left. That's my office. Number 427.
427.
Messing with your mind?
Oh, that's it?
Or in layman's terms, fucking with you.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? that his
right.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Because at the beginning he said employee number 427, and that's 427.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Yeah.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah, he's a human being.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content.
What's that tap?
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
I'll be doing another stream later. Where I do everything the opposite of what he says. So he says something, I do the opposite. If I can, I'll interrupt him. And if you guys want, I sometimes stream on Xbox. Last time I streamed for like over an hour.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Oh.
Was it over?
Yeah, open.
Yes. He had won.
Bruh.
He had defeated the machine. No. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yes.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Bro, we're outside.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Next time I see you, I will break you if you end. Don't end. Don't end. The end is never. The end is loading. The end has happened, dude. Well, that's all for this video. I'm gonna go play some public video. See ya. Peace. That's good. Yeah.